Leos, hi, welcome to this channel. Thank you for being here. I hope you are doing well. Let's see what's coming through for you. You can use this for your sun, moon, and rising sign. And if you want to book a personal reading, my email is in the description box below. Send me an email to schedule a reading. All right, let's see what's coming through for you. All right, Leos, your cards are Five of Swords, Magician, Six of Wands, and Hierophant. Okay, so something to do with a commitment here. It could be, it could be that you are finishing something. If you are in school or something, then this is graduation, you are finishing it. For some, it could also be something that you have been learning, it's done now, something like that. On the other hand, this also has to do with you seeking assistance. So for instance, it could be, Hierophant here could be a counselor, a therapist, someone you look up to. It could be if there is something that you are coming across, then you are reaching out to someone for their perspective, for for their suggestions, things like that. On the other hand, Leo, it could also be your energy. It could be that some people are, this is where you are mediating. It could be that, someone is reaching out to you because they, maybe they want to talk about things and they are reaching out to you for your suggestions and so you are helping them find solutions. So Hierophant, mediating, or it could also be you seeking a third party perspective, you consulting someone. So it can go both ways. This is also where, if you are a healer, teacher, if you are into spirituality, if you are someone in an authority position, then this is you leveling up, Leo. It may have something to do with you deepening your own knowledge. This is commitment, this is where you are diving deeper. So it could be that you are learning and sharpening your own skills, or you are learning from someone, or it could be that you are teaching others whatever you know. So for some, it could be a podcast, it could be social media, it could be you giving talks. Yes, these are your cards: Five of Swords, Magician, and Six of Wands. So with Five of Swords, this is competition. This is where something to do with communication, the conversations that you are having with someone is kind of not going well. So what I'm saying is, it could be that you are staying away from conversations. You are staying away from unnecessary drama. Maybe that's what some of you guys are doing. You are being wise and you are staying away from environment, conversation, something that's not going to be helpful. On the other hand, this is also where you are pulling back, something to do with, again, commitments. So before this is happening towards the beginning of the week. So before you make any promises, for instance, if someone, the projects that you are taking up, whatever it is that you are taking up, before you do that, it could be that maybe someone needs your help with something, So before saying yes to anything, just know if this is something you can do, if you have time. Otherwise, you might have to say no, and they will get disappointed, is what I'm seeing here. So, but it also something to do with your conversations that you are having with someone. People, what I'm seeing is some misunderstandings. So maybe it has to do with communication style, or it could be like a situation that is valid. Um, so yeah, just be aware of that, because what I'm seeing is some disappointments. Maybe it's needed, or maybe it's not, so it has to do with understanding where you are coming from. Yes, and then you have magician's energy as well. So Hierophant is ruled by Cancer and this is ruled by Gemini. So it may have something to do with your interpersonal relationships. Um, so magician's energy has to do with manifestations. So this is also the week, since you have the Five of Swords. Um, Magician is reminding you that we create our own reality, we create our own life. So that power is what the magician is reminding you, Leo. So it's extremely important to watch your thoughts, your feelings, how you are spending your time, energy, and also choices, decisions, and actions. Um, because you are manifesting something here and you will see it immediately. You have Six of Wands here. So Six of Wands here is, let me give you an example here. So it could be that it doesn't have to be true for everybody, like just an example to so you know what this energy is all about. So like for instance, if you just want to take a day off, and you are telling your team that you are not well, and but then you will find out that, and you will take the day off and everything is okay, and then after 2 days you will realize that you are actually sick, and then now you have to take a day off again. So something like that is coming through. It doesn't have to be true for everybody, but something like this. Pay close attention to your thoughts, feelings, words, choices, decisions, actions. Everything is important. So you have to be extremely conscious to understand what's going on internally, what you are coming across in your everyday life, so you can then approach the situations in the right way. Okay. So yeah, Six of Wands is also here, Leo. So Six of Wands here has to do with you hearing something and that's actually stopping you on your track. So it could be information, it could be something that you are coming across which is so what I want to say is, this is where you are reconsidering things, rethinking things. So for instance, when it comes to something that you are doing, this is where you are asking yourself if this is how you want to move forward, continue like this, or if you want to make some changes. So yeah. On the other hand, this is where you are reaching a milestone. Number 6 here has to do with you are in the middle of that journey. So now if you are having that thought, then it's important, before you make any decisions, it's important to really understand why this is happening. Because whatever it is that you are doing, Leo, it's important to ask yourself why you are on that path in the first place. So why do you want to do it? So when the why is clear, when that part is clear to you, then it will be possible for you to either let it go if it's not helpful anymore, or make some changes, or overcome the challenges and move forward. It all depends upon how important this is for you. On the other hand, for some, it could just be a social media comment that you are coming across which is not helpful. So it's important to know like where you want to put your time, your energy. It could be someone's opinions, their judgments. Is it really important? If it's important, then this is where you are thinking, you are again reconsidering things, you know. So yes, so you have two major arcana cards, Hierophant and the Magician's energy is also here. All right, so I'm reading for the week of July 14th. On the 17th, we have Mercury retrograde happening in your sign, Leo. And your sign is all about self-expression, authenticity, and drive, passion, because your sign, remember, is ruled by the sun. You know, sun has to do with the source. Without sun, life is not possible on earth, right? So you play an important role. A Hierophant. So yes, and Mercury has to do with communication. That's what I'm seeing here, something to do with communication. And it also has to do with technology, exploration, information, things like that. So retrograde is a time when things are slow, you know, when we might come across some delays, some setbacks, some miscommunication also can happen, misunderstandings can happen. So retrograde is a time when we want to move slowly, meaning like if there is something, some challenges we are coming across, then it's about pausing to reflect, to contemplate, to ask questions, to understand if we to understand where we are going, what's the right approach, what's the right response, things like that, to avoid any miscommunication or, yeah, that will also help us make the right choices and decisions. So, yes, and retrograde is also a time, because it's happening in your sign, it has to do with going inward and asking ourselves what makes us happy, because again your sign is ruled by the sun and retrograde is about the inner sun. you know it's about asking ourselves questions, what makes us happy, what brings us a sense of joy and fulfillment, because asking these questions will help us move in the right direction, it will help us make the right choices and decisions. So looks like that's what some of you guys are doing, and it looks like you are also consulting with someone, or it could be someone is reaching out to you for your help, your suggestions. And then on the 20th, South Node is in Virgo and Mars joins South Node, which has to do with karmic patterns. And when I said karmic patterns, this has to do with our habits, something that the way we respond to situations, our fears, our doubts, how we face our challenges, things like that. So when we are afraid of something, what do? These are the questions that we might want to we want to ask ourselves, like when we come across some challenges, how do we approach these challenges? Yes. So karmic patterns, our habits, our tendencies. It could also be people we hang out with, our relationships. And karma is all about cause and effect, action, and then we get it. It has nothing to do with if a person is good or not good. It has to do with cause and effect. Our action leads to some results. It's not about good or bad. It's about how we are taking it. So if we don't like the results, then it's about understanding, okay, what kind of action needs to happen here, what changes needs to happen here, so we get what we want to experience, things like that. So yeah, this energy also has to do with release. So you are releasing something here with both these cards, something that's maybe something that's not helpful for you anymore, so you are releasing it. Okay, and on the 22nd, sun moves into your sign. That's next week. Not next week, meaning I'm reading for the week of 14th, but sun moves into your sign on the 22nd, and it's your birthday month, the rest of the July. So happy birthday to you if you are celebrating your birthday next week, but we will talk about it in the next reading. Okay, so now let's see what's coming through on the oracle cards. Spirit, please give us a card for Leo. What do we need to know? What do we need to be aware of? Leo's sun, moon, and rising. Leo. With the magician's energy in the center of the reading, Leo, what I'm getting is you are getting something you want. So it could be information, again, it could be whatever it is that you are seeking. Help, support, information, insight, resources. And with Hierophant here, this is also tradition. It could be that you are going back to tradition, something that worked for you in the past. So it could be your traditional values, something to do with the cultural beliefs. Or it could be that you are, for some, it could be prayer, meditation, you seeking spiritual support, joining a group, consulting someone who you look up to, things like that. So religious, spiritual beliefs, tradition, something that worked for you in the past. It could be something to do with your daily routines, like the way you cook your food, or skincare, or something to do with relationships. So creating balance is also what this energy is, because now you have number 6 as well. You have 2 fives, Hierophant and then 5 of Swords. Fives are about like conflicts. That's what I'm seeing here, conflicts. So it could be conflicts in your own mind, Leo's conflicting thoughts in your own mind, or it could be something that you are experiencing in your outer, like your interpersonal relationships. This is conservative beliefs, conservative tradition, something to do with policies, strict policies, regulations. It could also be, your commitment to yourself, Leo. So it could be your daily routine going through a change. It could be that you are taking up a spiritual practice, something that you are doing every single day. So your beliefs are getting stronger and stronger, So whatever it is that you are taking up, it's you are making it familiar by doing it every single day. Leos, your message is inner goddess. Something to do with alternative medicine is also what I am getting here. Like for instance, if you are not well, Six of Wands here may have something to do with your lower body. So pay attention to, like if you are carrying anything heavy, you just want to be careful. Watch your steps. And also if you are taking up like something to do with physical exercise also, maybe are you overdoing it? So something to do with your lower body is what I'm seeing, and this is where you are seeking alternative medicine. It could be yoga, it could be plant medicine, things like that. So let's see what this energy is all about. Inner goddess. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Yes, the card is reminding you to, the energy is reminding you know what to do. So if you are consulting others for their perspectives, their suggestions, you also want to trust yourself, Leo. You also want to trust your own intuition, your own knowing, because you know what's best for you. So you don't want to blindly follow someone's advice, their suggestions. It all depends upon the situation. It all depends upon who you are consulting and things like that. But the energy is reminding you also know what to do. So you want to trust your instincts Trust yourself. Aphrodite. Okay. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self care, and appreciating your divinity. Allow your inner feminine wisdom and dynamic beauty to rise to the surface. Cherish its power and meaningfulness. No matter whether your physical body is male or female, you have an inner femininity that nurtures you and guides you with its intuitive principles. Now is the time to become aware of, take excellent care of, and celebrate your magnificence. Balance your male energy with more female energy. Take steps to heal your sexuality. Enjoy being feminine. Dance more often. Be receptive in relationships. Allow your softer side to come forward. Don't hide your femininity. Dress in a more feminine way, for example. Aphrodite is the Greek goddess of passion and love, who is associated with the planet Venus. Aphrodite's name means form born. She helps both genders to experience more passion in their relationships and to become more balanced as far as individual male female energy is concerned. All right, yeah, balance is coming through for you guys. 6 of Wands. So again, so feminine, again, masculine energy is all about drive, passion, action, very action oriented, which is needed, when it comes to our goals, what we want to do. It helps us get things done, it helps us take decisions and do whatever it is that we need to. But feminine energy is all about nurturing, caring, love, beauty, abundance, being receptive, allowing, instead of chasing. Feminine energy is about allowing. It's about knowing that whatever it is that we need will come, so it's about trusting our intuition, trusting our intuition. Then it also has to do with spirituality, creativity, and things like that. So this energy is reminding you to find a balance, bring them together. So that's what I'm getting from this card. So this is the conflicting thoughts in your own mind, Leo. So it may not have to be about your interpersonal relationships with others, but it has to do with what's happening internally. So the masculine energy and the feminine energy, it could be that you are, when it comes to your goals, your dreams, this is where you are like pushing, forcing, but the energy is reminding you, come from, also lean onto your feminine side, like allowing, receptivity, it's not all about doing, it's also about coming from that place of inner knowing, and being receptive to what's coming our way. Things like that. Not sure what you are coming across, but yeah, I hope this was helpful. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Also remember to watch the moon and the rising sign as well. Take care. I will see you in the next reading.